Do you want to supercharge your goal setting? Let's start with visualization. Now, I am a behavior analyst, and so we must define what visualization is. So it's not just you wish it and it will happen. And I think we see a lot of people, oh, you just have to think it and the universe will bring it to you. I don't think it quite works that way. The brain essentially is a pattern-seeking machine. So when you start to visualize what you want for the future, it really kind of crystallizes what your brain can do to act in that way. So just how when you're ready to buy a car that you like, all of a sudden you see that car everywhere. I think that's what the power of visualization does to the brain. You kind of really need to know what you want. And it's not just this flowy, I want to be happy. It's, I want to start a strawberry farm in the hills of California. So that's where visualization really has a superpower. We should use it. We shouldn't think of it as just fluff, but we can use it as a very powerful tool in our goal setting. So what I would like you guys to do is, before you sit down and write your goals, close your eyes and visualize you achieving those goals. How will you go about achieving it? What does a success look like? You can let your brain wander anywhere, but it will give you lots of insights on what you should do, or maybe even what you shouldn't do. If this is the bonus round or something to know, okay, where do I visualize? How do I visualize? Let me give you a tiny roadmap, but you can use any system that you like. So I call this the 3, 30, 90 day, 1 year, 3 year, 90 years old. You can visualize and really ask yourself the question, what is a good measure of success in the next 3 days? That way you can kind of really set your goal and focus and really build goals to help you achieve that measure of success. The same thing happens for 30 days. 30 days from now, what would make the future me very happy in the areas of my physical, social, my financial, my professional, cognitive, spiritual? There's just so many ways for you to think about that question and ask yourself those good self-coaching thoughts. And then when you get to 90 days, I like how most companies are quarterly. I think all of us should have a 90-day plan. And that way we can think every quarter, did we make progress? So visualize, where would you like to be 90 days from now? In some cases, it's really planning for the next season. So if you know it's going to be cold in your area, what's your plan to get vitamin D so you don't get seasonal affective disorder? What's your plan to continue your workout when the temperature drops, 20 degrees or 30 degrees? Or even in the opposite direction. So that's 3, 30, 90. 1 year from now is usually the farthest you can see. I know the world just changes so much. So you don't have to have a detailed written out goal, but it'd be great to visualize where you look, how you look. What did you improve 1 year from now? And set some soft goals, kind of like the paths you want to go, but you don't have to get too granular in that standpoint. 3 years from now is just more of a checklist. Think of it as more like a 3-year bucket list. I would love to go visit this country. I would love to be done with this certification. I would love for me and my family to be here. And so that at least gives you just kind of a guideline, which really makes a good visual so that you at least work on some of those things now instead of rushing when you get close to those moments. And then the last one I love is, what would your 90-year-old self say or do and give you advice to where you are now? And to me, this is the power of visualization. You can really look at all the versions of you, because each of those visualizations is just really tapping into a future version of what you could be. And 90, for a lot of us, we all won't get there, but for 90, that's kind of like the last chapter. What does your last chapter even look like? What does your last chapter even symbolize? And a lot of us sometimes just thinking that thought can really affect the decisions that we're making now. So this is how we can use visualization. Or your objective for today is just to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, but just 5 minutes. Close your eyes, visualize any of those sections. You don't have to do them all at once. Just choose one. And once you visualize, write down some goals. So then that way you have a tangible way to have action moving forward. So continue your objectives, continue your curiosity. We'll talk again soon.